strange. Everett Ross walks to a covert meeting with an agent named Agent Prescott, who is fascinated with the idea that Skrulls are attempting to take over the globe by causing a worldwide war. He claims they are accomplishing this by impersonating terrorist incidents in order to cause nations to turn on each other. Prescott believes that after 30 years in the shadows, the Skrulls wish to make Earth their new home. Ross dismisses Prescott's views, stating that the few Skrulls on Earth are comrades who work with Fury. Ross also states that Fury is aboard SABER, the space station originally seen in Spider-Man, Far From Home, and that bringing him back to Earth will require a lot more evidence. Prescott, on the other hand, has that covered. He tells Ross about an impending attack, which he calls the one that sets the world on fire. Ross agrees to provide the information to Fury, but Prescott becomes suspicious of him and attacks him. Ross murders Prescott in the scuffle and flees with the evidence, calling for an extraction from Maria Hill. Ross is pursued by a weird Russian-speaking man as he tries to get to the rendezvous. Ross leaps off a building after a close chase action, landing nicely in front of Hill's automobile. Hill tries to defend Ross by drawing a revolver on the stranger, who turns out to be Talos. Ross dies, reverting to his natural Skrull form and confirming the existence of the conspiracy. Following the credits, Nick Fury is brought down to Earth from a spaceship, now without his eye patch and walking with a limp. He is picked up by Hill, who takes him to meet Talos, and we learn that Talos' friend Soren is no longer alive. Fury and Talos share a heartfelt moment, and Talos explains how the Skrulls have spent the last 30 years working for Fury to find them a new world. Fury was a different man after the blip, leaving from Earth for 3 years with no contact. Talos also informs Fury that his daughter Jaya vanished after a certain period, having become disillusioned with the state of her people. Talos was booted off the Skrull Council and exiled, allowing Gravik, another disillusioned young Skrull with a history with Fury, to come to power. Gravik, who is based in Russia, is effectively the head of a rebellion among the young Skrulls. Because Skrulls are immune to radiation, these insurgents are establishing bases in the country's abandoned off-the-books nuclear plants, and Hill and Talos have no idea where Gravik is. Hill informs Fury that Prescott discovered blueprints for a dirty bomb, which he believes the Skrulls will use to stage a terrorist attack attributed to a radical group called Americans Against Russia, sparking a war between two major powers. The Skrulls have since stolen the materials they need from a site in Kazakhstan, so the threat is real and possibly existential. Fury, presumably shocked by the stakes of what he's walked into, abruptly leaves for a walk. Meanwhile, at the White House, James Rhodes, now a presidential advisor, informs President Ritson that Fury has left SABER and that Maria Hill and Nick Fury have gone AWOL. The president tells Rhodey to deal with it. Back in Moscow, Fury's walk takes him past a couple who give him dirty looks, Skrulls, and a girl playing with a ball, also maybe a Skrull, who is shocked by his appearance and has to be led away by her mother, again, Skrull. Two men then assault Fury, hooding him and throwing him into a car. He is brought to see Sonya Falsworth, a beguiling but unquestionably lethal MI6 agent. Fury and Sonya evidently know one another, as they exchange some amusing banter. He uses the opportunity to put a camera on an owl sculpture while she pours him a drink. They drink and discuss the Skrull rebellion, which Sonya is also attempting to put an end to. Fury questions Sonya about the heist in Kazakhstan, and Sonya claims she is unaware of it, which Fury claims is a lie. Sonya questions Fury's talents, claiming that the snap transformed him and taught him that no matter how hard he tries, there would always be someone stronger. However, Fury claims that his experience with the Skrulls provides him with unique insight into their position, and he proposes an alliance. Sonya, on the other hand, refuses his assistance and urges him to return to his space station. Fury departs, but he has gained an advantage. We then travel 312 kilometers southwest of Moscow to meet a young man as he approaches a gate guarded by armed guards. Jaya approaches him and requests that he disclose his actual form. She lets him enter the compound, which she calls New Skrullos, after establishing that he is a Skrull. Jaya acquaints the new Skrull Beto with their home and habits, giving him a Skrull fruit produced on the complex and promising him that the risks he endured to be there were worthwhile. From above, a shadowy figure watches. Brogan assumes the form of a prisoner, the leader of Americans Against Russia, who is brought in by the other Skrulls. They then connect the person to a machine, which allows the warrior to also replicate the man's thoughts. Fury, Talos, and Hill monitor the spy camera and discover that Sonya has discovered out who the Skrulls would use to create their bomb, Poprishchin, an artist and bomb builder. Sonya intends to wait until a Skrull rebel arrives to pick up the device before following them to their base. Talos is concerned with Fury's desire to incapacitate the MI6 operatives and get to Poprishchin first. Fury, on the other hand, claims that Sonya has a scorched earth policy, which means she will kill anyone who gets in her way. Attacking her guys is the only way to prevent more deaths. Gravik, according to Fury, believes that Talos' weakness is mercy, and that now is an opportunity to prove him wrong. Pagon returns to New Skrullos and notifies Gravik that Fury has arrived on Earth. Gravik seemed unconcerned, stating that they will continue their move the next day and will not stop until they have complete control of Earth. Pagon then dispatches Jaya to Poprishchin to get the bombs and transport them to their Moscow safe house. Jaya arrives at Poprishchin's and discovers MI6 agents waiting, so she enters through the back door and meets the bomb maker. Talos incapacitates an agent and sneaks in with Fury at the same time. They make light of their ages, with Talos questioning Fury about his midlife shopping spree. Fury replies with a classic MCU one-liner, "The Avengers." Jaya flees with the bombs as her father and Fury enter. Fury and Talos engage Poprishchin, and Hill notices Jaya fleeing and decides to pursue her. Poprishchin confesses that he is a Skrull, and he and Talos start fighting. Talos insists on handling the situation on his own, warning Fury not to become involved. When it appears that Poprishchin has the upper hand, Fury kills him, leaving Talos furious and betrayed. Jaya is followed underground by Hill. Jaya attacks her and gets to flee, but Talos appears and begins pursuing her with a gun. Jaya reveals herself to her father, who informs her that her mother is dead, presumably executed by Gravik's rebels, and requests that she hand up the bombs. Jaya, on the other hand, flees him and later sobs. Fury enters a bar, where one of the patrons makes a knowing remark implying that Fury is no longer the man he once was, perhaps a Skrull, we don't know. Fury purchases a drink for him and walks away to join Maria Hill at their table. They speak over chess, and Hill asks him why he left Earth. After some hesitating, he admits to having a crisis of faith. Hill, like the others, doubts Fury's ability to remain ahead of his foes and warns that if he doesn't figure things out soon, someone will be hurt. Later, Fury reflects about the snap and the moment he died, apparently still processing it. Jaya transports the bombs to Pagon. She informs him that someone was waiting for her but does not say who and recommends that the strike be postponed. Pagon, on the other hand, believes that everything is going just as planned. Jaya then meets with Talos, informing him of the attack's time and location, the Unity Day celebrations the next day, and informing him that Gravik knows Talos would be there. She also informs him that Gravik has hundreds of spies operating undercover, with many of their identities unknown even to one another. Jaya will be one of 3 couriers carrying bombs in 2 bags that she will label with infrared spray. The following day, Hill, Talos, and Fury see Jaya at the location, tracking the bags, but she gives them over to the 2 other couriers. Talos pursues one courier while Hill pursues the other. But, as they flee, Fury is distracted by the young girl with the ball he saw before. He is following the girl, a Skrull who is continuously changing shapes and leading Fury away. Gravik, the Skrull, assumes human shape just as Talos and Hill catch up with their targets and discover that the bags are decoys. Gravik detonates the real bombs in front of Fury. As the bombs detonate, the crowd disintegrates, and Gravik, dressed as Fury, shoots Maria Hill in the pandemonium. Talos drags Fury away from the site as she dies in Fury's arms. Secret Invasion's premiere doesn't compare to other Marvel TV favorites like WandaVision or Moon Knight. But, having watched the following episode, I can assure you that it gets much better and wilder in episode 2.
Subscribe and turn on notification.